Oh, it's 82 degrees here outside, and it's like 8 below in my basement.
Yeah, you have a parka on.
I got a jacket and a hooded sweatshirt on and a fucking Under Armour under that.
And you love it.
Oh, I love being cold, but I like getting warmer. You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit.
And that's it, man. Interesting day, tasting fucking samples of edibles, flavors.
Oh, yeah? What do you like?
Cranberry, coconut.
Nice.
There's a couple good flavors there. They're going to make a pina colada, a special 3,000 milligram for Lee.
Whew, really?
Yeah, we're going to make edibles for Lee with no percentages on it. Anywhere from 100 to 2,000. And that's it. You just take it out of the bowl and take your chances. Columbus did.
That'd be great if you could do that.
No more. What do you mean if we could do that? We're doing it, cocksucker.
Well, you can't put them for sale.
You what can wow.
You can't like everything's so regulated. You can't just have something like I wonder what milligram it is.
Well, here's the deal. You have for the stores and for Gentiles, I need to sleep more. I have nightmares of children screaming in a fire. Or and then we have the black market one.
I never got offered the black market one. How do you?
You've been eating black market since I met you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know. Like I told you, you had heroin in your bloodstream like 3 or 4 years ago. You don't remember those heroin tablets you took.
No, I remember that you said they were cat tranquilizers.
No, that's not heroin. That's cat tranquilizers.
Oh, okay. That really did take a cat tranquilizer?
Yeah, cat tranquilizers. I gave you fucking...
I don't know what's worse.
Doggy downers. Whatever I got in Vegas from those weekends, you got. We both got. I ate them too. I took a chance too. I don't give a fuck.
Doggy down.
How you going to give something to somebody if you don't eat it yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you eat it yourself first?
I dosed myself first.
Not first. You did it at the same time.
Then the next guy. You know what I'm saying?
And what did you do with these findings? Did you ever what did you do with all this research you did on people?
The research I did was, listen, I do research on everybody. Like right now I'm doing a study. Every time I eat mushrooms, 1 gram or below, I sleep an hour and a half longer. I sleep better. When I get up to pee in the middle of the night, it smells like the vegetable section at fucking Auntie Leone's. But I sleep better. And that's something that I've been doing. Somebody gives me mushrooms, I order them, whatever. Silly's coming through this week, dropped a nice box on me. Fucking white sweatshirt, which nobody sends you. They don't have class no more. And they sent me some fucking chocolate goodies, So that's it. We're back.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I eat like 1 gram of mushrooms and I sleep a lot better. That's fucking insane. Every once in a while I get a little tingle. I eat about 1 gram and a half. I ain't lying to you. I just eyeball it. I weigh it. I know it's in there, and then I break it into fucking pieces.
Now,
stems, dust, I eat it all. Fuck it.
What would let's say you were trying to not go to sleep. Let's say you were trying to have fun. What would you take then?
Then I'll eat the fucking garden. You know me, dog. Then I become Joey the Mushroom Man. But I can't handle that no more. I can't lie to you. I can't handle that intensity with a kid upstairs.
Okay.
Like I told you what happened to me last night. I ate some shroomage. I was feeling good. I was watching The King of New York. Nobody was around. And all of a sudden, I started tripping a little bit while I was watching The King of New York. Now, I had seen this movie 1,000 times, but there was nothing else to watch. It was early. Everybody had gone to bed already. Everybody was tired from getting up at fucking 8 in the morning to go play softball and sit out in the sun. And, the mushrooms were hitting me. And I'm watching this fucking thing, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about, wow, I can't imagine being 16 and tripping, all of a sudden that came to me. And I go, what was I talking about? I was tripping the night my mother died, and within fucking 2 centimeters of time, the phone rang, but whoever was calling was blocked. It wasn't blocked. I couldn't see it. There was a remote control on it or something. So I just assumed it was you. And when I went to pick it up, it was my uncle. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I picked up the phone, I spoke to him, and it was like talking to my mother. It was like a fucking message, you know? It was the weirdest fucking thing. So I think sometimes when you eat mushrooms, certain situations happen.
Oh, 1,000%. It's and like I'm not really a spiritual person, but there's something that it's like more than just a coincidence, I think. Not every time. I'm not saying every time like your life's gonna change, but like little things like that happen.
It's really crazy. I still remember one night specifically. Lee, it had to be like 10 days after my mother died. And I'm out with the boys. It's like a Tuesday night. Zoraida was staying at my house, so that meant I had no fucking curfew, you know. She would be hammered like by 8:30. By the time I got home, Zoraida would be fucking lit to death. And I get home, it's got to be like 11, maybe quarter to 11. I went home early. There were still savages out running from cops and, you know, because we would try to drink in a certain location. The cops would come with their lights. Then we'd run. Who saved 4 beers, you know. But I'll never forget going home as the writer was asleep. And I went into my room and I was watching HBO. And it was The Blob.
Okay.
Right? And I knew I had seen it before. And I'm tripping my ass off. And I'm watching this fucking Blob. And it's like, I think Steve McQueen's in it, the early one. And it's just like a scene that I don't know, to this day, I haven't really discussed it with anybody. I don't know if it was the acid or I don't know if it was the movie. But it's like the guy comes in for a haircut and the guy's Italian, the barber, and he's like, and all of a sudden he's sitting cutting his hair and the blob comes through the bottom of the fucking door, like the gel, you know, it was like a gel, the blob, I guess.
Allegedly.
Hey, I look for that scene and I can't fucking find it. So I don't know if it was tripping. I don't know if I was in my head.
Did you ever trip like an entire movie?
Oh, I tripped for an entire fucking night, like 8 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning. And from 10 to 4, you're fucking burning. Like from 10 to 3, you're like, every time you look at the clock, another hour moves. And you're like, what's happening to time? And then at 3, you think you're down, but somebody offers you a bong hit, and then you pick that fucking savage right back up again.
Jesus Christ. And it's putting you to sleep now, which is crazy. It never puts me to sleep at all.
Well, you gotta remember, in the 80s, and they were putting everything in that shit. Rat tranquilizer, I forget the name of the chemical that's in rat tranquilizer. So whenever you took it, your jaw would go like it would be rats and shit. Oh, it was tremendous. You'd walk around the street, you see a garbage can, you're like attracted to it. You eat that fucking rat poison. I forget what name it was. It was a long fucking time ago.
Let me see if I can find it.
But yeah, that's the shit, you know, smoking THC crystal. The other day I went to the doctor's office and I'm walking in. I had a 9 o'clock. It's about a quarter to 9. And I get up, listen, music fucks me up in the morning. Regardless of what music I put on, like sometimes I'll come down and just take a chance and put like a roll on, a mix. And today it opened up with Pink Floyd fucking Dogs. I'm not even awake yet, and I'm listening to dogs barking in my office and shit. And then I'm fired up, so I listened to it like 3 times. I finally got up into the garage and did like 2 bong hits. And then the next song is fucking Public Enemy. So now I'm ready to stab somebody, right? Like I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I went out and I made a video with the geese, with the pelicans, whatever the fuck they are, chasing me. They were still out there today, those cocksuckers, at about 5:30. So, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm having the best day ever. Number one, I ate mushrooms last night, so I wake up more refreshed. But number 2, how the music and it being Monday, like it just connected today perfectly. I love Mondays. My dick gets hard on Mondays. I go to bed on Sundays dreaming about Mondays.
What about Mondays?
I just love Mondays. It's a second chance. It's another fucking day. It's another week. It's a new month. I get so excited about Mondays that everything that happened last week. You know, you burglarized the wrong house. You got ladies' shoes instead. Hey, it happens. We got the wrong info. Move on. You know what I'm saying? You lost 10,000 with the bookie on Saturday. You don't know how you're going to get it. It's Thursday. It's Monday. It's a whole new week. I got 3 days to make 10 G's. I'll never make it. It's cheaper for me to get $1,000 and leave town for a week and live like a doctor in some fucking hidden cave down there in fucking, not even South, the other place, Key West.
I feel like this one's a little bit specific.
What's that?
I feel like that's something that happened to you.
Like what?
Like you owe someone, like you have to make 10,000 in 3 days.
Oh, it happened to me a bunch of times.
Holy shit! When did you start loving Mondays?
Strychnine. That was the name of it. Thank God I got the boys in the back dropping knowledge. It was on the tip of my tongue anyway. But I still remember breaking that up. I still remember walking the back streets and bumping into friends of mine from high school, and I'd be tripping my balls off on mescaline, which is strychnine, and we'd grind up this acid and put it in the weed and make hamburgers with a piece of hash and light that motherfucker up. Woo! You're smoking rat poison now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, listen, I'm going to end up with a fucking tube in my nose. If you don't think I know that already, like my breathing has been off for 10 years. About 2 years, I get the oxygen tank. I figure out how to put a bong in the oxygen, how to mix the oxygen with the reefer. And it's a different world. It's a different game for Uncle Joey. You know what I'm saying, though?
What is it about when you turning 50s and 60s that you guys just start talking about immediately dying? Everyone in my life, whenever they turn 50, they show you where the will is. I hate it. Why?
Listen, when you turn 50, you didn't do blow. You didn't bang anybody up in Idaho. You know, you didn't do any bad. You didn't eat no foreign pussy. So, you know, unless you gain a lot of weight, fucking your life. See, you got Jewish blood. You guys are good. You know, you outlasted everybody else, all the kingdoms. So, the Ming Dynasty, the Chinese.
Oh, they were hard to... We beat all the kingdoms.
You know, you go, you know what? I can make it to 80. Like yesterday, I spoke to my uncle, and he's 86.
Right.
Now, my mother's sister, the one she stabbed the guy over, she's 81. She walks to work. She just opened up a business. Wow, good for her. Yeah, she makes $3 a day in a communist country, but at least she's trying. $3 is always better than the small zero. I was going to say. Let's get this motherfucking party started, bitches.
Turn off your TVs, run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey can do it, I can rule the world. That's what you got to be thinking. Welcome back to Syatt!
What's up there?
How's it going, buddy?
You know me, Tuesday, I'm ready to fucking stab somebody. I feel good. I look good. I got some sunburn. I got so fucking burnt that last night I'm eating those mushrooms, and at some point I'm watching The King of New York, and I scratch my forehead, and I look down, and there's water all over my fucking forehead, on my fingers, and I'm like, holy shit, it's over. I'm sweating profusely. I wasn't sweating. I already had those little bubbles on my head, like I got stung by a jellyfish, but I didn't even go to the beach.
What happened? Were you just out at a softball game all day?
After the softball, my wife's like, you want to put some sun? I go, no, it's strong. I need this. You got to fucking burn that one skin one time. That's what people don't understand. You got to burn that skin the one time a little bit, and then you're good for the summer. I'm ready. I'm ready for sunshine. I'm ready for a good summer. Smoking dope. You know, I got a gig, the whole fucking deal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm going to play the tuba in the fucking submarine band. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I got nothing going on. I got Dick.
Well, that's good.
I got Johnny Dick and his cousin Johnny Dick. What?
Fuck. I don't know. I can't even imagine.
Can't imagine what.
I don't know. I'm really fucking high.
I know you are. I can tell. And you still ate like 35 milligrams.
No, I didn't.
Cutting me short. I gotta fly to Boston and stuff them in your nose. 200 in each fucking nostril. See how you feel then?
Jesus Christ. No, but I did. I was thinking about you yesterday because I was in Cape Cod. Huh? Yeah. How did you know? But I stayed over in Cape Cod this weekend to do a show. And the next day, as we were checking out, this dude at 11 o'clock was hammered and was getting arrested on vacation. And he had to leave the hotel. And I was like, that must suck, getting arrested on vacation. Like, did that ever happen to you? Or did you know anybody who got like fucked up on vacation?
Listen, you know why I hate vacations?
Why is that?
Because that's what happens.
You get arrested?
Listen, I mean, vacation in this country means you're going somewhere to get hammered for a week.
Right.
That's what we've got the vacation to. When you go on a cruise, you think you go out there to look at the fucking icebergs? You go out there to drink with no responsibility. No wonder. Right. So Bert could sell a cruise around the world right now. He could just quit comedy and sell cruises, get on the ship for 7 days, fill out insurance paperwork. You never know what'll happen. This is Titanic revisited. That's what I would do if I was. You have tours in there, you bring comics, they fucking drink, they gamble, they play the drums, the karaoke. You know, Bert's a fucking genius when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. All like his that seems cool. I would do that's a weird thing to do, like a full cruise, like a whole week. That's awesome.
With your people in a big bedroom, you know, living like fucking, you're not living like Gilligan in a little fucking place smaller than prison. You know, that's what they give you in those rooms. That's what they never show you, right? They always show you at the shuffleboard and people by the jacuzzi and people by the pool and, you know, everybody getting sun. Everything's beautiful. Show me one of those fucking suites where you put 2 people in there and they got to walk around like fucking, you're in Auschwitz, fucking ceilings and shit, you know.
How long do you think you would last on a cruise?
15 minutes. The first time I hit one of those crazy countries, that's it, bon voyage. I'll just throw my hat in the fucking ocean and you'll see it float. No, he must have died. Yeah. They get the hat, he's dead. That's it.
That's it. You just abandon ship?
Yeah. Disappear for a month. Nobody knows nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cash out the credit cards, get some cash, fucking put it in plastic cellophane. Like, so if you're coming from Cuba, it won't get wet.
How are you going to explain that when TSA opens your bag?
TSA ain't got, nah, because listen, relax. All right. Don't worry about nothing. You just get on the ship and I'll get you to that island. Nobody knows nothing for 60, 70 days. Your mom collect insurance on you, whatever, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to go to jail for fraud.
Thank God. You just had me.
We're going to fuck with people like the Beatles did in 66 when they told the world that fucking whatever was dead. And they believed it.
What happened? I don't know. Who did they say was dead?
One of those fucking Paul McCartney.
Oh, really? This is one of the Beatles was dead?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And if you watch Sgt. Pepper's, there's a couple album covers, they fuck with you. And these kids were smoking dope, eating acid. They bought a hook, line, and sinker. We could fucking make you disappear like fucking that chick that disappeared on the cruise. And they still haven't found her. The guy's been arrested 18 times, but they still haven't found that poor Natalie Holloway. Rest in peace. That guy's been arrested. He confessed to killing. I mean, what the fuck? You got to get that guy, nail him down, and tell him, listen, it's over. Tell me what a fucking crypt is so the family could sleep. They don't know. They think he gave her a star of death, and she ended up on an island as a go-go dancer. Like fucking Hans Island, testing out heroin and learning karate and shit. These fucking people got no class, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think you would remember exactly where it was?
What's that, brother?
Like you said, like looking for her body. Like, do you think 20 years later you could be like, yeah, it's right here?
You know, man, unless he put it to the ocean, and that's the only fucking thing he's got. That poor girl didn't deserve to go like that. Nobody does. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to fucking happier times. Why do you drop this gloom on me?
I didn't drop the doom and gloom.
Morning, cocksucker.
This
I'm
dude was
over here
hammered.
trying to get my day started. You know what I'm saying?
This dude was just fucking hammered in a
I didn't do
hotel.
no comedy last week, but
No?
this week I'm getting on stage a few nights. I got some secret open mics I'm going to drop into shit. You know how I do it, player.
Nice.
They don't even see me coming.
I had a couple of weird, like, not weird shows, but like I had one, and I know you always say like never blame the sound, but like the sound was just like no one could hear anything, and it was like I ended up like walking into the crowd a little bit because there was no stage. It was just like you were on the same. It was like at a restaurant, and like I made it work. Like I had a pretty good set, and I was just like really happy because I've had shows where like that where no one could hear you, and I just basically crumbled.
Well, here's the beauty of that. There's two states of mind here. When I say don't blame it on the microphone, it's that, listen, I've seen people at the Comedy Store come off in the original room and say, during a showcase, and go, the mic, it wasn't getting through. I was in the back. You didn't have control. You didn't have any presence behind your joke. You seemed meek on stage. That's what I saw. Cop to it. But when you go to fucking Ringo's House of Steaks on Friday and Saturday, as a semi-professional, you better expect, if you're expecting Rick James studio, you're out of your fucking mind. If you're expecting like a studio in Bruce Springsteen's house, it's not going to happen. They usually have that fucking speaker stand with the fucking tripod hanging on your left. And, it's like the only thing that thing is good for if you're singing an organ band. Like if a guy's got an organ and you're like, you are the sunshine of my life. That type of shit.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like it's from the 40s.
You have to, as a comic, when you go up there, you say 2 words. The worst thing you could do as a comedian, a young comedian, because you have no material, and don't get me wrong, I did this. This is why I know, is do 10 minutes on the microphone. Because
don't do that.
Comedy there for 8 years, and every comic that goes up does 10 stupid minutes on the microphone instead of not mentioning it, pulling it out of the way, throwing it on the fucking floor, and just doing a one-man show style type thing.
Right.
Involve the audience more.
Definitely.
Now listen, when I was doing comedy 5 years, I didn't know that. If you want me to tell you, yeah, I knew that from the beginning. No, that's after watching, trying, all that type of shit.
It's cool. It's cool to see, like, and it's just starting to happen. Like me running into the same situation a second time, like running in and actually like seeing like, oh, this is something that I've dealt with before.
Lee, if you were a construction, if you were not a new construction, but let's say you were a remodeling contract,
okay,
and you came to people's houses and built decks and added additions and shit like this. When you look at it, you go, this is a 12-day job, but I'm going to add 2 days as a professional. And if it doesn't, I'll tell them we ended the job early and we're not going to charge them. And I look like a hero, right? That's the way to do it.
Right.
I added the 2 days because I know I'm going to bump into something.
Right.
Okay, I know in the back of my mind, again, I didn't know this at the 6-year mark, but finally one day you get it that instead of complaining, think of it like they gave you an opportunity to perform your fucking terrible comedy until you get better, and they didn't complain, and here you are bad-mouthing the onion rings and the fucking microphone. When the onion rings are soggy, the tequila sunrise tasted like poison, who gives a fuck? They gave the opportunity. Take what's there.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, listen, you go from an open mic doing comedy for 23 comics who don't give a Frenchman's fuck. 4 of them have mental illness. 1 of them is on the run. You know, then you graduate to 8 people, then 12 people, then 16 people. Then Bonnie's Burrito Basket gives you 2 nights of hosting, karaoke and stand-up. You got 2 sets. You know, it just, and then after a while, if you're not going into fucking Madison Square Garden, Caroline's when it was open, Rogan's, Chappelle's, the Comedy Store, Gotham, Punchline, Atlanta, whatever. There's going to be a niche from time to time, but not as much as when you go to a fucking bar.
What do you mean a niche?
Listen, when I go to a comedy, I can't tell you the last time I went to a comedy club and the system failed or something like that. But I could tell you about all the one-nighters where I went, where, listen, they're not fucking, this guy's got a shitty bar in Idaho or Missoula, Montana, and he just wants people to come in on Tuesday nights.
Right.
The guy, you come in and say, you got to get a this. What do you think this fucking guy does? He goes to Radio Shack and gets the opposite of everything you tell him.
Right.
Well, I want to give it a chance first before I invest big money. Well, guy, this is part of the fucking angle. If it don't work, you got the speakers for karaoke. Don't you sing? You got the eye patch. Make it fucking a duo here. So that's, you know, so now it's so weird. So when I go into that bar, I expect them to be something. When I used to go to Felipe's, Felipe and Willie Barcena, tremendous gentlemen. They had a room down in whatever. It was a washing money joint in Montbello, whatever the fuck. They changed names 18 times, but through those 18 times and those 15 years, those motherfuckers did comedy twice a week. Was
it just the same people the whole time, just changing names?
Yeah, they kept changing the name over, kept selling, you know, the different, as they got bigger, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is, this was not a comedy club. This was where you went when you thought you were getting soft.
Really?
I think you were doing too many comedy stores and too many laugh factories and too many ice houses and too many improvs. You went down there on fucking Wednesday and Saturday as a reminder how precious every fucking joke is. And down there it was gangbangers.
Fuck.
And they heckled, and you had to be careful with your heckles.
Really? You wouldn't fuck with them?
That's why the bar changed names so many times. From how many people got their head busted out in the back, Mexican bikers, you know. I told you, my man Martin Moreno had a fucking room that we showed Oceans on a Tuesday night, and there was fucking candles. The doorman got shot the night before. That's why the girl that just got out of jail and asked me for $10. Can you lend me $10? She still had the bracelet from county. She had a paperwork and a jacket, and she was looking for $10 to do blow. You know, these things are unreal, but that's the education.
Right.
I used to go to a place, there was a chubby dude from Boston that used to book a place in South Bay. It was a Wednesday night. They gave you a stew and something else, potato salad, whatever. And it was $50. And if you were an MC, you got 25 to drive from Hollywood, which that's gas.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So that would be $25 for gas, and you get the dinner, and you get to open for some fucking, he got some nice people to go down there. But every time I went down there, you know, it was a 50, you could just do Letterman. Right? Let's say Letterman gave you a 15-minute spot. You got a standing ovation. The next day, you woke up like my man Tony Hinchcliffe. You were on the cover of fucking Variety, and the world is yours. And you take that same set and go to Lulu's Beehive, the smoothie joint, and somebody will fucking go, that sucks. And you'll be blown away. Like, I just did this in front of a national audience, and it did great. They bombed. I bombed. But that's the game, guys. That's the game.
And like you would send yourself to like those shows? Like I don't think all like headliners or whatever are doing those shows once they get into like the store and the improvs and places like that.
Listen, after like 2012, 13, things started getting a little wild. And you know what? I'd been in the rooms, I'd been in one-nighters forever. And it was time. I was older. I was in my 50s, early 50s. I didn't have time to play games anymore. I didn't want to get bumped anymore. I didn't want to, it's just something. So I went to the store. The Laugh Factory took care of me from time to time. The Improv, always. You were there with me in Brea.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, if it wasn't for Brea, where would I be today? That was the beginning of me starting an R-rated show with Dan. Dan called me and said, I think you could do this. And we made it grow from 4 people to sellouts. I had everybody down there. It was fun as fuck. People would eat edibles. You were coming down for the chocolate cake, and we smoked dope around the back. And we had times that's what comics do, We weren't drinking. It was a Wednesday night. We would just get fucking lit. Eating, getting tacos. People would bring tacos. It was just a great fucking time. But after a while, I didn't need those rooms anymore. I still went down to the rec room that closed. Yeah. Closing. I still did other rooms. I can't remember what they were, but I still did the Ha-Ha.
You did everything up there.
Yeah. I'm the type of guy I know you saw me at the Fourth Wall. You saw me at Flappers. What are we fucking talking about here? You saw me. I like experimenting. That's me. But I experimented too much when I shot my special. And it just, we won't get into that right now, but it's an educationally. And at that point, when I met you, I was doing comedy 19 years.
Wow, okay.
And I was about to go in to the biggest learning process of my life.
Right. Of like making it?
Of getting from a mediocre situation to a better situation. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I wasn't quitting. I was going to keep trying to be funny and funny and funny. And then, the podcast world came up. And then storytelling came up. All the right things came at the right time where my strengths all came together.
Right. And I was wondering about this before the show is like, was there like a moment, I know I just didn't make it, but like when like you felt successful as a comic, like was it like a one-time thing or was it like something that just gradually happened?
I don't feel successful as a comic.
Really?
No. But I do feel successful as a human being in the things that I accomplished. Do you know what I'm saying?
What's the difference? Like, why do you not feel like you made it there as a comic?
Jerry Seinfeld made it as a comic. Joe Rogan made it as a comic. Kevin James, it's just little things that you do to make you who they are. And then there's a guy in Tennessee that you've never heard of that could make us all fucking just die and bang on the table and go, what the fuck? The stars have to align.
So, okay.
I never had high hopes. I never had like Kevin Hart dreams no, I never had anything like that. I never wanted to pursue that. There's things you could do to make you appear. Bodyguards.
Right. No, I never expected you to have any of that.
I heard, 12 people traveling with me. Everybody fucking getting lit. People getting DUIs. I'm having a hard time being responsible for me. I got to be responsible for 18 people.
Right. But you
That's what I'm most happy about. I'm happy about my journey at the store. I'm happy that I was never banned from there. You know, like people talk about like Eddie Griffin was banned. Joe was banned for a while. You know, a couple people you get into for all the shit that I used to do down there. I never got banned. You know,
was it something you were worried about?
I worried more about getting banned for bombing.
Oh, that would suck.
Because at the end of the day, the reason why I changed, because I had to get respect for something. So I took comedy very seriously. And most importantly, since I failed at everything else, for me to be good at it, I had to respect it. I had to respect the power of it. I had to respect it. And once I started respecting it, as much as I did not running a light, not stealing a joke, not so many things, what people don't look at is what I looked at, because I knew at the end, if I stuck to those rules, they would make me a better comic.
And where would you find these rules?
Nobody, because I don't want to fucking, you know, I'm not big into, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I don't like that material you're doing. Who the fuck am I to come up to you and say I don't like that? So many fucking things I don't like about that.
Right.
You know, I don't know what the equation was, Lee. Till this day, I'll sit and go, wow, this, that, this. How? And all I could equate for it is 30 years. It took 22, 23 for something to happen. People are sitting at home going, you're a fucking loser. 23 years. Fuck, my cousin did it in 4. Okay, fine. Where's your cousin now? Where am I?
Right.
I'm fucking 61. And I can still run. I'm just waiting for the right time. I can still run.
Do people talk shit to you about that stuff?
The what?
Do people talk shit to you about that stuff?
About what?
I don't know, like that it took you too long or
for a while, people were giving me shit that, you know, hey, look at this guy did it in 10 years. Didn't matter to me because I never thought I was going to make it. So for me, it was just something I could be involved in. I was already in SAG for fucking 20 years, right? In 2008, 2017, that's 20 years in SAG.
Wow, so you're almost at 30.
Yeah, 3 more years, I'm at 30. And by that time, I'm ready to fucking abandon ship anyway. You think I want to do fucking Shakespeare when I'm 92?
I can see you doing Cuban Shakespeare.
You know, it just, you have to, I always looked at it as for what it was. I didn't go to Montreal. I never got picked. I never had a big time agent. You know, no shows were developed around me. Then you realize something. Through all the hard work, everything you put into it is based around one thing, and that's selling tickets.
Right.
And it comes back to you. I grew up in this shit, you know. The mob, this, that. You're only as good as your last envelope.
And like that's what I was thinking when I was thinking about this earlier today. My definition of like being a successful comic is being able to be on the road as much as you want in whatever cities and clubs you want, like and selling out like that. Like I'm sure all that other stuff comes with it, but to me, like that would be like the dream. Just doing like just selling out clubs whenever I want.
I'll tell you what. That's a great fucking dream to have, but I'm gonna give you a better dream to have. That you're gonna travel 35 weeks of the year and be the best, smartest comic that you could be.
Okay.
And you always want to be somewhere, you know, look at it for what it is. Simplify the goal. Simplify that fucking goal. How, you know, how are you going to get people that, but right now, I don't want to I just want people to become a solid comedian.
Right.
I fucked around for 10, 12 years. I get it. You could become solid in 5. In your head, you think you're a legend at 5. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You're a legend. You're this, you're that. you're going to get a cold awakening somewhere. Somewhere. We all do. And it's going to be when you least expect it, when your ego is on fire, and some kid's going to go in before you with a violin, get a standing ovation, and you're going to want to jump out the fucking window in the back because you've never had to deal with that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what happened to me in Hartford.
Why? Because we put ourselves in bad situation. I told you my history of contest. In the beginning, I was riding a little high. I didn't know. I thought I could just go in there and be fucking Dean Martin. And I still remember going up in front of the board at CU to open up for Charlie Hill, the American Indian comic that I became friends with years later. When I told him the story, he goes, "You should have just called me. I would have let you open." I go, "That wasn't now.
Right.
That was 1990 fucking 2.
And did you not do well in front of the board?
Well, in my mind, I was Johnny Bananas. I went up there. I did some powder the night before. I'm Dino De Laurentiis. I'm 31 years old. So I ate a bag of dicks. They just looked at me. 3 people, 3 little Indians were like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is this?" I still remember going for an audition at Copacabana, having $22 in my pocket and paying $15 to park, which took the wind out of my fucking sails. For 15 minutes, I had to run in there, get on stage, and they threw characters at me, and I did the same character.
Every time, no matter what they asked for?
Like, "This is the only character you got." I go, "That's it. Thank you." I left there. Well, there goes my hopes of Saturday Night Live. I can't even make it on a Spanish troupe at the Copacabana. There's so many things that I went to, and I was far from it. My nerves, there's so many fucking things that you'll catch as you put yourself in those bad positions. Going home after a bad bomb, that's a long hour drive.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a long hour drive.
It's always at least an hour.
I still remember driving from Wyoming after like a wild bomb and fucking just going, "What the fuck?" Thinking about quitting, what my options were. Can I join the Navy with a felon? Your mind, you get so fucking frustrated that your mind takes you into the deepest corners of, how am I going to get out of this?
Do you have the radio on? Because you were talking about music earlier. When I bomb, I don't even turn the radio on when I'm driving home. I listen in silence.
That's too intense for me. Because the mirrors start talking to me. The glass starts talking to me. No. That's too intense for me. I was telling Jimmy Florentine today, we were talking about how, there's people who have these businesses where they watch you on stage. I'm not going to say any names. They watch you on stage and then they come up to you and offer coaching.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yes.
All right. And how he had one of those guys. And we've all had them. They come up to you they hang out at the open mics. They lurk back there like fucking kid molesters. And then they'll come up to you with their credit. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this. And it's like, somebody said I'm a great comic.
Right.
But I got to LA, I got a deal. Mitzi wanted me to be a regular, but I didn't really was interested in the Comedy Store. And then my mother got a heart attack. She broke her ankle roller skating. So I had to move back to help her. That's always the
excuse.
My girlfriend left me for a penguin, a guy from the Hollywood Bowl who dresses up like a dragon. Anyway, before we keep this party going, I got to turn to you guys. I got a new sponsor, Helix Mattress. I got one upstairs, even dope. Tremendous. We'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes. All right, we're back, savages. What do you got this week, Lee? Anything good?
Yeah, I got 2 things on Friday.
I got 2 things. What do you got?
God damn it! I heard you talking about me earlier too. On Saturday.
Yeah, I got 2 things. I love when you go off beat on me. You gotta go to a voice coach pretty soon, Lee.
For what? How do I do?
to work with you, to give you more fucking oomph in your voice. No banana in my tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? Like just
What you want me to like talk like this? I don't know. You want me to lower my voice?
listen. I don't know. You got problems. Anyway, go ahead.
Not to argue with you. On May on May 4th, I'm opening up for the God damn it, I'm just really high. I'm at the Rockwell for the Lemon Party podcast. Sorry.
You're opening up to them?
Yeah, they're doing a live podcast, and me and another comic are doing stand up.
Look at you.
They're a comedy podcast. Yep, and it's the Ben from the Tim Dillon Show, and his brother, his friend, and it's a great podcast, Lemon Party podcast. And then May 7th, I'm at the Williamsburg Comedy Club. So that's really exciting.
Shit! May 7th. That's
Tuesday.
a Wednesday, correct?
It's a week from today.
So that's a Monday.
Tuesday.
A Tuesday. I might have something for you.
Okay.
Now it's coming to me. Festos. Anyway. Espiritos malos. You better be careful when you're in New York.
Why?
Those protesters are out. They're going to take you into a tent and light your balls on fire and yell fucking things at you.
I've never been happier. Like, people would always come up and like, I thought I looked like the typical Jew. I got to be honest. I thought I looked very Jewish. And people were always like, "Oh, you're Jewish?" Like, I never would have been able to tell. Like, it would be scary. Like, it'd be scary in some places to walk around.
You told the world that you're Jewish. Don't worry about it.
Well, I've been the flying Jew for 15 years or whatever it is.
And now you like Kevin James before the operation or after he took the slim tuck. And then, you're going to be fine. But
what can I say?
In one of those huts. They do creepy things to you up there in Colombia. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I've been to New York a bunch.
I know.
I haven't seen anything weird.
Not yet.
Out of the ordinary. I did want to talk to you. I forgot about this. The last time I was there, I kept seeing dudes pissing off of like the subway platform. Like, that's something that was new. I had never seen no one says anything about New York.
No, they're not going to tell you a sign. People pissed on them. It's like in San Francisco. You got to download the app, not to step in shit. New York ain't that advanced yet. There's a lot of techno people up there in fucking San Francisco. They're on top of that. Here, they got to give you like a thing. We're not to get pissed on. We're not to step on a fucking this. We're not to get, where Chinese women shouldn't go if they don't want to get hit by a black dude. Because every day, a Chinese chick in New York gets fucking karate chopped by some black dude. I don't know if they're Vietnamese vets. I don't know what the fuck their problem is. When Bruce Lee came along, the brothers are cool with the Chinese. Everybody was like, all right, we dig it, kung fu. But now it's back to every fucking day I get up, Queens, Chinese woman gets karate chopped by fucking black dude. And it's always a black dude. It's never a Jew. And I'm not saying nothing bad about black people. I don't want people coming after me. I'm just telling you the truth. It's funny, as a matter of fact. Even black people make fun of it. Why they always got a karate chop a black woman on the street? And I see a lot of brothers with Chinese women or Asian women. There's never a problem. But these homeless dudes, I don't know what it is. They're laying in their fucking cardboard box one day. Some Chinese ladies walking by with a bag of oranges and some fucking dim sum. And all of a sudden, fucking, this guy wants a karate punch her in the head. He doesn't even take the dim sum.
And I haven't even heard about this. This is like a real news story?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. During the pandemic, it was worse. Now it's like 2 Chinese people a week get one up in Queens or Brooklyn and one in Chinatown.
I guess I'm just lucky. I did have one guy come at me with D'Agostino a little bit.
You're not Chinese. I can see if you had, unless I give you 400 milligrams and put a wig on you and some heels, then you got a problem. I'll let you loose in the Bronx. You'll get like 18 karate chops to the neck. And they'll find the beard that's all over.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine me in high heels in the wood?
Listen, I don't want to imagine it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it because right now there's some young comic going, you know what? I'm going to roofie Lee and dress him up and take a picture of him.
Why would they roofie me?
Because that's the only way to get ladies' shoes on you. It's tough getting ladies' shoes on those fucking Jewish fucking feet of yours. They're like Fred Flintstone feet, and they're flat.
Oh, they are. I've never.
They're gonna have to go back and forth to fucking the shoe store where they get those 3 pair for $10. You go to like the size 13s and 14s. They get cheaper. They give you like a blue tag, 80% off. Red tag, 10%. You don't know until you get to the register. It's like a surprise and shit.
Sounds like you bought a lot of women's shoes.
No, I tried to always buy when I was fucking, when you're on the road, you have to go in those places to get sneakers.
Right.
So you have to go, I'm size 13, so I would want them to last. I just couldn't buy sneakers to, go to a party. When I bought a pair of sneakers, they were for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I had to buy size 14 in case the fungi toe popped out or something.
Holy shit. Is it that old?
Oh, yeah. The fungi toe concepted in 1991. 93. I'm sorry. I dropped a dumbbell in it in a gym that was on Tunley Avenue. That was a hotel when we were growing up that they converted into office buildings at a gym. We were on the second floor. The people come up from the office every day. When is the ceiling going to come down? The one kid is up there doing deadlifts at like fucking 10,000 pounds and they throw the weight down. But the funny thing about that hotel was when it was a hotel, they were the only hotel in town that had a fucking Sony Trinitron in all the rooms. And they were locked into a stand. Sure enough, I had a buddy in high school who was a nerd. He figured out. He went down there with a girlfriend or a school teacher or something, and he figured out how to fucking steal the TV. So
really?
we go down there, rent a room with a fake ID, kick the door down, take the TV and run. And if the door next to us was empty, that was going down too. We'd knock on that connecting door. Anybody next door?
Holy shit. How many TVs did you take?
About 12.
Holy.
By the time we got finished at the hotel, they didn't even have TVs no more. They fucking did communicate with like a little box in the room. Can we get you anything?
They would let them listen to the TV or something.
Yeah. They would put the TV on downstairs and shit. Those are the great days. Those are when like hotels had dirty channels, like real.
Yeah,
dirty.
that was the best part about going to a hotel.
But they had like really dirty channels. I don't like that shit. But when you're coked up and you need to get your dick hard, those things hit the spot.
They do hit the spot.
But then you get to the hotel on Friday and Saturday with a by the way. Porn is free from Sunday to Thursday. On Friday and Saturday, it's an extra $10 on your room charge. You're like, $10. It takes me a minute to come. I can't do it. I can't take that loss right now. It's either the $10 or I got to not buy this eighth of a fucking gram for the small 20.
I wonder if they even still have porn in hotels. Do you think they do?
Yeah, but
I haven't seen it.
Unless you go to like an hourly hotel where you're going to it's going to take you an hour to banger and then an hour to get off the sheets and then an hour to wash that stuff off you because somebody's got to go to the hardware store and get tar remover to take that, whatever's on that fucking stomach bit off you in those dollar. But what I'm trying to say to you is if you put on channel 18, that's where the porn was, but it wouldn't come in clear.
Right.
You had
to buy it.
You got to get the antenna, pilot the bombardier. You got to get like the whole thing and stand there. And every once in a while, you got a little lucky. Like you catch like 3 minutes of a chick getting banged. And then you go to work and then the scene be gone.
But you would never pay for it?
Then I figured out something. Who knows? That was 30, 40 years ago. I hadn't stayed in a creepy hotel since 1985. You know what I'm saying?
What was the final straw?
I had a couple straws. In Jersey, I caused damage at all those hotels. But they were great. That was a great education in 85. And then going on the road. Like I still remember going to Rock Springs, Idaho. And I had to share a room with another guy. And this fucking room stunk when we got there. This guy took his shoes off and that stunk. And then I took mine, checkmated that motherfucker. And that room smelled like if somebody lit a cigarette, it was going to go. He did hot. And the hotel was creepy. The fucking doors wouldn't lock. I stayed at a hotel a bunch of times in Tucson. across from a diner, a Mexican joint. This hotel, Lee, you would have called me. You would have left. I know.
Is that bad?
Yeah, you first off, when you took the shower, you would have got pink eye. I know you. It was one of those places.
That was one time.
You get pink 2 times. You get pink eye. There you go. You get pink eye just from walking in this place. And the worst was I stayed down there because every Wednesday we'd go to Tucson. Like every Wednesday. We'd go
From LA?
Yeah, he would fly us down. It paid $150 flat for the night. A free plane ticket and a hotel, and he'd take you to eat.
Nice.
Lunch and breakfast before you got back on the plane.
That's a great deal.
The name of the club was Bugsy's. Wednesday, they got a bug to come in. But it was a small budget. He paid for hotels. I mean, the flight then was $100 round trip.
Wow. Okay.
So I still remember going down there with Gabriel for $150. I lived in Studio City then. It had to be 98. No. 97, going with Gabriel, Martin, Rudy Moreno, Felipe, all of us every Wednesday. I'd go once a month.
That's awesome.
But the hotel, dog, ooh, you would smell crack. You would smell crack. You would smell women yelling. You would hear women yelling, guys yelling, couples fighting. And then one night there was a girl who came with us,
Jesus.
I didn't even think about the hotel until we got to the hotel. My phone started ringing about an hour after we got there the night of the show. We got back to the room. Everybody said goodbye, see you to take the plane. And she was banging on doors that they were trying to break into a room and shit. So
fuck. You never thought about just driving?
No.
Like not taking the hotel?
Why are you down? I was trying to get out of cars at that point.
Oh, okay.
I was doing comedy 8 years. I was trying to get out of fucking cars. I'd been in a car for 8 fucking years. I used to drive from Seattle to LA the way, we go to the 101.
Right.
The last 6 months I was in Seattle, I took a trip every month to LA. Every month. I'd save up money, shoot down. Thank God my friend had a friend, a couch, a hotel. Yeah.
See, I'm
driving, brother. I was driving 5 hours one way every weekend from fucking Seattle to Portland. Not Seattle to Portland, but Seattle to Oregon. Parts unknown. I was going to fucking all parts of, what's the other one you got to cut through? Washington's pretty big. Idaho's fucking big. This was no joke, Lee. Washington State is huge. We would do, last week when I went to Moon Tower, I ran into a guy in the elevator. Very sweetheart of a guy. And he was here showcasing his comics. And I asked him where he was from. And he goes, Tacoma. The Tacoma Comedy Club. And I go, man, in 1996 and 7, when I used to do comedy in Tacoma, we did comedy for a guy that had a karate school. And we did it next door at a bar. People booed you. And he wasn't even put you in a hotel. He put you in a fucking karate school. You slept on the mat with a pillow in the morning. He'd bring you McDonald land, and you were in your car because the class was coming in.
Fuck. But at least it's a night on the road. Like that's pretty crazy.
$75 for a feature and $125 for the headliner. I still remember because I started as a feature. Then the last two times he made me a headliner. Not because I was a headliner, but he figured,
And it didn't bother you. Obviously it didn't, but like this hotel or like sleeping at the karate school wasn't enough to like make you not do the gig.
Man, at that time it was a Monday night. No, it was a Tuesday. So Monday you would have the open mic at the Seattle Club, which you never missed. And then, or it was the other way around. Monday was Tacoma. Tuesday, you had the underground if you wanted. And then something started at Moscow, Idaho. On Wednesday night, John Fox had the lounge at a hotel. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, So if you get Donna Richards to give you something on Thursday and Friday, that was a fucking great week as a comic.
Oh yeah, having a show at night.
A show a night. I think the first night you slept on the karate floor. I don't know where you slept the second night. And then the third night, they would give you a hotel, not the best. Thursday and Friday in that one room, I'm telling you that she'd give me all the time. It was an okay hotel, okay food. They gave you 35% off to eat. You got a coupon when you checked in. The food was god awful. And then Saturday was a great hotel. It was the same one as Wednesday night. It was like a Ramada or something like that. They had booze in the fucking cabinets. You would scratch your head. I never had a Visa card, so they wouldn't let me in there.
They wouldn't let you in the rooms?
No, they wouldn't let me. No, they wouldn't turn the phone on. And they wouldn't fucking, because I didn't have an ATM card.
How would you be able to check in the room? Because I don't even know how you did that now.
Cash, $50.
Wow.
You cannot do it now. It's impossible, possibly.
That's crazy that you wouldn't be able to do that now. Like you'd be stuck in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Would you that's always like the level that, because I love stand up. Living in my car or something, like that's one thing like I don't know if I have in me. I hope, knock on wood, it'll never happen, but like that amount of dedication is pretty intense.
I love you to death. But I also know, no disrespect, you're Jewish. And if you're stuck in a town after Sunday, you could check out Sunday, and you got to pay for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at $180. You know what these hotels are going for now?
Yeah.
You get a $100 hotel room now, you're taking a chance. There's not going to be hot water, no shampoo, those little towels that you need all 8 of them, and you freeze. There's no heater in the back. There's going to be a tremendous, by the way.
Right.
No elevator, and they put you on the 18th floor.
Or blood in the sheets.
So
I've had that
where
before.
do you go? I mean, where does we had this discussion the other day. Where does a feature act go?
The car, I guess.
No, this is how it's done, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first time I come to Boston, I got Laugh Boston. I'm co-MCing. Like I'm that bad. Like the guy's just doing me a favor because I work with his second cousin or whatever. But I'm not bad. I got like 9 minutes. But I don't know about all these intros and shit. But that Thursday there's an open mic, and that Wednesday there's an open mic in fucking, I don't know, name a town in Boston. And I go Wednesday night, and I'm before you on the list.
Okay.
Again, you're like, that guy's got a funny joke. You know, he reminds me of this. And then Thursday night, I bump into you again at a different open mic, like the second one of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start talking. Where you from, Papa? Oh, I'm doing, and I'm a big shot. Yeah, I'm working Laugh Boston this weekend. I'm co-MCing and shit, you know, and we all know, but we're young, we're dumb. And guess what, Lee? You come down and I finagle you into getting a guest set. And, you find out that I slept in a hostel Wednesday and Thursday. You're like, listen, man, next time you come up here, give me a call. I live with my mother. We got a basement. You could crash there. Maybe you could tell I'm a solid guy. I'm a good comic. I work good clubs. The guy likes you, Lee. He wants to even listen. When I come up here next time and I do the rooms, I'll call you, Lee, and you could feature for me. And 6 months later, sure enough, the guy comes up, and now you become friends. So every time I go to Yorkville, you put me up, and every time you come to Jersey, I put you up.
Right.
And you develop that. Now the second time you go as a feature. You crash them. The third time you go as a feature. You crash with him. This time he lets you in the house. He says, like, I'm not going to be there, but just take over for me, drive the car. I'll tell you what, the fourth time, honestly, you feel a little guilty.
Asking to stay there?
Yeah, and by that time, you figure it out.
Figure what out?
How to get a room.
Oh, okay.
But guys, I don't want you to worry about this now. But this is how you make relationships. And when they come to Denver, they stay with me for 2 nights. Doug Stanhope. That's how me and Doug met. Boom, end the story. The second time he stayed with me, the third time he stayed with me, we tried to keep in touch. He lived in his car. It's tough to communicate on an 8-track fucking, and I bumped into him in Seattle 5 years later. And next thing you know, I'm in LA with him, sleeping on his fucking bunk bed.
That's crazy. And like, just the amount of people you'll see like that. People sometimes say to me like, "Oh, I'm surprised you're nice." I'm like, you get a little itchy?
Huh?
You get a little itchy?
Nah, I've been looking for this nose hair trimmer for about 2 fucking weeks. And I sit down, it's right there, hidden under the thing. I got fucking the nose. I got my nose hairs playing songs in there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fucking loose. I found the snot behind the snot cave today. It was stuck between 2 hairs. Not good. Not a good look, guys. But that's how you develop those relationships, guys. By going out there, the first time you might sleep in your car. The second time you might get a hotel for discount. Your mom works for NCAACP. What's the other one? The old people one. I'm sorry. AARP.
Oh, the older people? Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a scam. But at some point, you go to yourself, you know what? When am I going to start getting my own hotel rooms?
Right.
So I'm going to go home, and I'm not going back on the road till I'm headline. I'm going to get into one of the comedy clubs, whether it's in New York or LA, and I'll work myself to that comedy club. Get spots at 2, take out the garbage. Fine, I'll sleep in my car. And before you know it, you get an apartment, you have a girlfriend, you have a day job, speaking dirty to gay guys on the phone.
Are they hiring?
I don't know, but you should contact them, cocksucker. They're always hiring nice-looking Jewish men like yourself. You know how many Palestinian guys are calling into those gay services now that are gay and going, I want the Jew to talk to me. Bomb me.
I bet a Jewish guy would do it. I would do it.
I know you would. For the small 50 an hour, 80 an hour.
We're talking about this. You called me like a few weeks ago and you're like, like 100 million to be with a dude. Like, and you said like there was no number. Like, I said for like 100 million. Like, it was something about Diddy. I forget what it was. But you said like they were like, how I sit on people's laps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you're gonna get hooked. I'm gonna hook you up with this dude who's gonna fuck you for a small 100 million. And I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, 100 million, no taxes. And you were like, you wouldn't admit to any number.
Listen,
you would take 100 million.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. It would break me.
About?
It would fucking break me.
Maybe it'd be nice.
Let me ask you a question. Michael Jackson was a good-looking guy. Would you suck his dick? Would you suck his dick for 10 million?
Probably.
Well, here, give me $50 worth. Probably.
You put 10 million and the story of sucking Michael Jackson's dick.
You what?
And you wouldn't get to have that story. That would be a fantastic story.
That Michael Jackson sucked your dick.
No, other way. Well, I guess I don't know which one's worse.
What is wrong with you?
You brought it up.
What are you going to tell? Who are you going to tell that story to?
You wouldn't tell that on stage?
Story? You're going to show up with your napkin and a fucking sperm removal kit from your mouth. What are you going to do now?
If you wouldn't tell that story on stage?
That I blew Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Not in a million fucking years. If I blew Michael Jackson, let's say 20 years ago, I wouldn't be alive right now. I'd be hanging in some tree in a fucking Catholic cemetery over the Jews with tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fucked up. Okay. I
can't imagine that. I can't. That's not.
10 million is a lot of money.
So is a busted asshole when all your friends know. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to win a fucking argument ever again. You're never going to be able to speak. I like the Knicks. Yeah, you like dick up your ass. I got cancer. You should. You got a dick up your ass. You can't win with this thing on you. So you just move on. If you're going to get the small dick for 10 mil, you got to come out and say you were gay, but then they'll null and void it. And you get nothing. You got like a licensee fucking bill, $800 for the swallow and SAG, and whatever else. You know what I'm saying? Listen, what are you bothering me with these questions for? You know, I got 1,000 milligrams in me. I got a half a mushroom stem. You know, why do you throw these questions at me on a fucking Tuesday?
Because I pissed you off the other day because I had my blinker on when I was when I was driving. You told me like you were like going off because I had a blinker on to turn left.
No, I believe in blink. Excuse me. I ate a Cuban steak sandwich for dinner.
Oh, nice.
The garlic is coming up. Anyway, what I said to you was, we're on the phone, and the blinker was on for like 8 minutes before this guy had to make a left turn, which makes sense. I'm sitting there going, when is this motherfucker going to make the left turn? And we kept talking. You still heard, and I'm like, when is this fucking guy going to make the left turn? And finally, I even said to him, what's up with that left turn? He goes, how do you know? Because you've had the blinker on for 8 fucking miles. There's a guy behind you going, fuck you, and cutting you off. There's a hot little Chinese guy who just threw his cigarette out the window. He's probably going to cause He's going to cause a forest fire.
Because of how slowly I'm going. But yeah, you have, I love driving with you, but you have like so many rules for driving.
That's why I drive by myself, okay? I got to give my daughter the fucking riot act tomorrow. I get in the car today, there's an old cup with juice from Jamba Juice and a fucking piece of paper. There's mud all over my fucking floor. There's cleat marks on the fucking thing. When does it end?
Never.
Me, I got spit everywhere. From singing in the car, I got to wipe it down with Clorox tomorrow. And
you
take
spit
it
in your car?
Not spit, like, you know, he's some fucking...
No, but like from singing? You're like...
When you're singing in the car and you talk, when I'm talking to you and I'm driving, you talk and you could see little sprinkles. I don't know what they're from. So who the fuck knows?
I have no idea.
Any other questions?
I'm just happy to talk to you, buddy.
Me too. Always. So where you at this week?
I'm at the Rockwell with Lemon Party. Sorry, I'm back on May 4th and May 7th. I'm at Williamsburg Comedy Club. All
right, I'll probably see you that night somewhere.
That'd be great.
All right, my brother. See you same bat time, same bat channel.